let's talk about this team in next week. Another week, underdogs. What do we got to do to beat TCU?
Just kind of how we're operating right now, it's probably all predicated on turnovers. Team that takes care of the ball is going to have a chance to win. If we don't take care of the ball and give TCU short field, that puts us in a lot of jeopardy. But if we take care of the ball, get lucky, whether it be a defensive turnover or especially splash play, we'll have a chance to go win it in the fourth. We gotta be who we are. We gotta play hard on defense. Got to play to our strengths as the O-line and running backs, and take completions when they're presented. Have a couple plays down the field to our wideouts, tight ends, running backs, whoever. We just got to play team complementary football because if we do that, if we don't hurt ourselves, as we've seen, it ain't always pretty, but we'll have a shot to be in at the end. And even going back to like week 1 Penn State, we're a couple third or fourth downs, possession downs away from keeping it way closer of a game when it's 14-7. We had 3 drives in a row, 14-7, and we couldn't stay on the field. So if we can stay on schedule, run the ball, not turn it over, time of possession, all that stuff, play good defense, tackle well, handle the heat down there, we'll give ourselves a shot in the fourth quarter, and that's all you can ask for.
It's definitely been exciting seeing the defense finally put on. Now just waiting for all sides, offense and special teams, really put a collect game. And I think that from last week, from the week before, I think we've been putting a good brand of football out there.
Yep. Yeah. No. When it all clicks, I'm excited to see it. We're close, man. One guy on a punt return, a defensive tip pass that falls out of our hands late, or a guy being a shoestring tackle away from going the distance. We're just trying to put it all together, and when it does, hopefully good things will happen for us.
But Blaine, we were talking in the first segment about, this team this year is making plays that the teams the last few years didn't. They're making those third down stops. They're tackling. They're doing all the things that we knew would happen eventually. What do you think's been what on the defense? What's been the big change? I mean, because talk about a maligned defense coming into the season. Everybody just wrote them off, and they've proven everybody wrong.
I think it just goes back to the training from the winter semester on. We talked about tackling. Like I said, when we got here, we talked about the identity of who we need to be for the calendar year of 2023, and it started with just being tough. Tackling, I think we've simplified a lot on defense. Obviously, there's been some key additions of playmakers up front as D-line. Beanie Bishop's making plays. Aubrey Burks, in my opinion, is one of the best safeties in college football. Like he's an NFL guy. Anthony Wilson, the transfer safety, has came in and made some plays. Lee Koba, man, you should see that dude after he lifts, man. He looks like damn Hulk. But he's kind of like the leader. We got D linemen that play their butt off, whether it be Sean Martin, West Virginia dude, or Eddie V, who plays with the craziest motor I've ever seen. He's the screen killer. He'll see a screen, put his foot on the ground, run down, and instead of it being an explosive play, it's a 3-yard gain. Eddie V does things like that, and we're just trying to play to our identity. And Coach Leslie and all the defensive coaches have put him in position to be successful. And when we can make people play in third and long situations and let our pass rush go get after you, and then our rush and coverage works together, I really like our chances, and the third down results have spoken for themselves. So that's a credit to winning on first and second down, tackling, being in the right spot, keeping big plays, off the film, and then when third down comes, really turning into the hunter and trying to go get the quarterback and seeing if you can create a turnover or two on the way.
Okay, Blaine, one question everybody's asking, I don't know if you're allowed to answer. Garrett Green, how's he doing? How is he feeling?
He's getting better every day. Let's just say that. He's getting better every day. I got to practice my coach talk.
I was just about to say, you really nailed that was coach talk right there.
They're talking. So, yeah. No, Garrett is steadily improving every day. The thing that makes him so great is his athletic ability. So getting back to full strength before he gets back out there is going to be critical. But, Garrett's done well. Garrett's back at practice, running around a little bit, throwing the ball a little bit. So, I'm excited where he is, and he's staying ready for whenever his number gets called again.
That's all
You know,
we
one
can
thing
do,
that
right?
I've talked about a lot is the influence that JT Daniels had on those two quarterbacks last year, and the camaraderie, because they really seem to get along. I mean, like, you know, quarterback and backup act like they get along, but you don't buy it. But they seem to really like each other.
No, I would agree with that. I was never around JT, but I've heard nothing but good things on just how, you know, he from my perspective, hearing things, he was a very professional, like, football guy, like, love ball, love film, love the X's and O's and the kind of the science behind football. So I think he taught those young dudes kind of how to analyze the game, and then going through this spring when I first get there, you know, open competition, and I truly believe, like, they were splitting reps every day. Like, hey, Garrett, you're up with the ones today. Hey, next spring practice, Nico, you got all the ones. Garrett, you're with the twos. So it was truly a fair deal, and it came down all the way to the week before Penn State, our last scrimmage. But the cool thing, like you said, was through it all, they were celebrating each other's accomplishments the whole way. And you know, Steve can attest to this, and anyone that's played football, you're going to have to call in the second quarterback at some point. Obviously, Pat White's freshman year, you know, like the Louisville game, no one really knew. All right, they split in time, had a package for Pat, whatever. It was cool. It was kind of like the fun left-handed fast quarterback. But when the other one goes down, it's like, all right, like, what do we got here? So in every season I've ever been a part of, the backups had to go play a game or two. So, you know, I think Nico handled it with unbelievable professionalism, and for a young guy to kind of, you know, take a step back and say, all right, I'm going to be the best teammate and wait for my number to be called, whether it's game 3 or game 12. At some point, I got to be ready. And if I'm not ready, whenever it is called, I'm going to, you know, not take advantage. So he did a really good job being ready. And then, what was it, the 6th play of the Pitt game? He's in there. Yeah. We're down, and it's like, all right, let's go. You know, we didn't really have time to do too much thinking. It was just like, all right, man, like, Nico's in, just like spring practice. So it was a cool opportunity, and to win the last 2 games with Nico back there has helped his confidence, our confidence, and just gone to show, like, man, you know, they're 2 good dudes that are quality college football players.
It's great to hear, because hey, they do look good. They do look like you can interchange them, but I'm happy to hear.
Steve, do you have any final questions or Blaine Stewart stories you'd like to share before we get to our very important game?
Well, we'll save another story for another time. I definitely wish to have you back, have you on the show, but I'm going to be asking this game real quick.
From Jam Street Media.